Placing a check, dropping the top, riding the vet, feeling myself, what you expect, you know I'm with it. No better feeling cause I could've quit but I didn't. 007 when I'm on a mission, moving it up to a better position. They thought I was tripping, they had the vision.
What's going on YouTube world, social media land? Like, talking about the most angular balls, right, on the market, you know, really for 2025. So these are kind of my four, you know, and I want to see how they all stack up. And these four, right, Gremlin, Steel Forge, Crown Vic, and a pink vibe, right, bubblegum. Again, they all kind of slightly fit differently. Core numbers are a little bit all over the place. And we do have an asymmetric ball in here. So, you know, like, they're all a little bit different, but they all, in my eyes, right, are very angular pieces. So we have a little bit of transition out here on the lane. So all these balls should be able to find a pocket with relative ease. You know, maybe the vibe struggles a bit. I don't know. We're gonna put it out there. Again, and yes, and the Nuclear Forge and the Gremlin are newer options. So again, I'm just gotta put them out there against the Crown Vic, which was honestly like really up there, probably in the top 5 bowling balls of the year for me, personally. So we gotta see how these all stack up. We're gonna put them on the lane and compare them. Of course, we're not through the entirety of the year yet, but for the most angular balls so far, right, these are kind of my 4 picks, and we're gonna get into it, man. I'm gonna put them all in the lane, and let's check them out, bro. Which one is the most angular? Hopefully, we can answer that question by the end of the video. Which one is the most angular? That's what we're trying to figure out today. And in your opinion, what's the most angular bowling ball that you've ever thrown? All right, you ain't gotta be just this year. What ball is the most angular piece you've ever thrown? So let's go ahead and get to it. And all the bowling balls that I listed are currently available. You know, get to your local pro shop, of course, support your local businesses. If they don't carry these, and use the links below. Bowlersmart.com carries everything, so do that. If you're in South Florida. My guys here at Bowler Tamarack, Bowler's Edge Pro Shop, take care of me, take care of you. Let's get to it. So again, let's start with the steel. 25 with all of them. Steel has just been, you know, really, really good ball. Ooh, okay. So definitely looking not as crazy as I was seeing at Margate, but that's why I wanted to see it. So let's go Gremlin. The Gremlin I did get an opportunity to throw here, and I know this one was just kind of money. I missed left, right? And it's still, and that's kind of the tendency I feel like of all of these. Like if you miss in the oil, like they're not just, you know, not going to see it. They're still going to read the lane. I think we might be in a realm of like clear favorites compared to the Crown. The Crown might be on one, man. All right, that's still, off that first shot, looks like the most angular. Yeah, and the bubble gum, right, definitely like I thought would be the cleanest, right? It's on paper, that is the case, so. But let's move right. I feel like all of them I could move right. Maybe not the Crown Vic, but we'll try it anyway. All right, so before I was floating around like 27 with my feet, now going to 20, make a 7-board jump. That steel. You gotta keep that steel on you. Gotta keep that piece of steel on you, man. Or you keep a little Gremlin in your back pocket, whichever one. Yeah, definitely feels like a little more oil on the lanes already, so, you know, they not showing us all the craziness outside of that Crown Vic shot. That Crown Vic shot was, I wasn't ready for that. man, they are all packing a rack right now. Like being right with them, a little further right. I know I'm never standing like on 10 and just being like, oh, this is what I want to be doing. Not the case, never is gonna be the case. If I'm standing on 10, it's because it's a sport shot. And if it's a sport shot, I don't have to alter my rev rate as much. And the lane is just telling me, okay, with your rev rate, and I can go faster or slower, like that will dictate where I go on the lane. I take what the lane's giving me. That's what I do. I feel like I really came around it, but that did take off more, which is not that surprising. The cleanest ball storing the most energy sees the friction the quickest, so we'll go a teensy bit more, go to close to 15. Oh. So haven't been playing there, so there should be getting oil. So it's like a little bit of a cliff. So if you get a little too far to the right, it's gonna wave. If you get too far in, it's gonna take off. So definitely get a more violent response with the Gremlin in relation to the steel. Like the Gremlin definitely has a little more tip to it. Crown Vic is still that ball. It is. So, yeah, let's get to the fun part, right? Because when you think about angular bowling balls, it's about standing left and throwing to the right. So, I wanted to give you guys enough of this, in that track area, like more direct. But now for the fun part. So 30, I'll slow the speed down a little bit. Really good shape. It just is. Same thing, I'll slow down a pinch with the Gremlin, setting on 30. So yes, the Gremlin still has kind of an inherent advantage being asymmetric, but no, this is a really good ball, man. So, but the Gremlin, I feel like the real test right for one and two is really just the Gremlin and a Crown Vic. And the Crown has been just getting that ball. Like, stupid. Yeah. So like, the Forge is still, in my opinion, probably the most angular ball in the motive line, but is the most angular ball, period. Still kind of giving that to getting this Crown Vic, especially symmetrical. But that lets you know, like, the Crown Vic is punching above its weight class, with, asymmetrical balls as far as motion down lane. Oh man. I'm gonna give that one a redo because I just missed badly. Yeah, so the pink vibe is definitely getting cleaner. So like it's just not, it's not in the class with these three. Like it's not. It's like, little bro, like, like these are like the 8th graders and this is like the 5th grader as far as like performance goes. The hammer still gives you a lot of performance for what it does, but when you start talking about these particular ones, bro, yeah, there's levels to this. It's levels. Let's hit a little bit right. Getting closer back to 26. I have by far struck a ton, again, with this particular ball, so, it's not that it's bad, but just the Gremlin and both the Crown Vic, right, are just really screaming. A little more speed. Yeah. Like, I could throw that ball harder, just like the Crown Vic. I could throw it harder, and it still is going to, you know, see it, change direction. So it's really, honestly, talk about the most angular array. I still think it's kind of the Crown Vic. The Crown Vic and the Gremlin are right there. It's almost like a 1A and 1B situation. And then you got the Forge, then I still put the Vibe, right? You know, and again, not keep putting into consideration some of the, you know, stuff that might come. But so far for this year, right, this is what I've been seeing. You know, and there's been a lot of, you know, I guess one I was missing, bloody High Road 40. I was tripping, bro. I forgot about the High Road 40. This was the one. This was the one that I was curious about. I ain't talking about the High Road 40, bro. This High Road 40 was crazy down lane. Yeah, like this High Road 40 is in that class. I'm sorry, bro. Like, yeah. I'm sorry, guys. High Road 40 is in there too. So, yeah, I'm gonna throw a couple shots at that one just to throw that in. If you stayed this long, and I honestly forgot to mention that, but the High Road 40 is definitely one of the most angular pieces of the year as well. So definitely guys down the lane, but it's definitely in that realm of, you know, the vibe that I still think it's going to be, again, a little clean, but still angular. Can definitely see the spot and go through the pins. So with the Vibe and a High Road, probably gotta go a titch slower, right, to get these balls in play with the amount of oil that's still kind of on the lane. But yeah, this is, I don't think it's not punching near the Gremlin and a Crown Vic, but it's like right under as far as like change of direction. But I still have it, Crown Vic number 1, Gremlin number 2, Forge number 3, Steel Forge number 3, and then kind of High Road and then the Vibe. Like that's kind of how I see them. Okay, so much like the Vibe, right? It just didn't see it the same way the other 3 had saw it from there. But yeah, man, that is. I'm gonna throw one more shot with the High Road just because, you know, it didn't get the same amount of time. But as you can see, right, there's levels to this. High Road and the Vibe definitely are not in the same class with the other 3. Like I gotta keep this, you know, a little bit closer to the pocket. Yeah, like it doesn't want to see it nowhere near, again, the amount that Crown Vic and that Gremlin, like it's just doing work. But yeah, man, throw one more, I think. Crown Vic, again, number 1 in my book, and then we got Gremlin number 2. Most angular balls of 2025 so far, because all the companies, they're always trying to beat what they previously came out with. So don't be surprised if, you know, by December time, it's a little bit different. All right, number 2. Number 1. And both of them, they sound different when they hit the pins, bro. They just do. But appreciate you guys always, man. Hit that like, subscribe, and on to the next.
The watch on them, birds watch, they flock on. I'ma keep it moving with the music up. I'ma keep them grooving. You sleeping on me, just keep snoozing. I'm so locked in right